Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new NSL Live Talk. Not a new group of people here. NMP PCH HayaBusa. Thank you for taking the time again. It's September the 21st.
September?
October. Yeah, I'm always behind things. October 21st. And it's the last training camp before your next competition, which is not the USPA Nationals, which is the season. What happened so far at the camp? Dennis, it's been with you, team captain, Dennis Prate. Tell us about this camp here.
So we just did 4 days of training. It's been really good here. We could every day do our 12 jumps, and we've been focusing a lot on the upcoming season. Maybe a bit more this year than in the past couple of years, just because we have some strong opposition there, and it's something that we have been unbeaten at since 2007. So it would be nice to keep that running, but I mean, yeah, it's been good so far. So we're trying to find that rhythm of a jump with only the star exit, and then give the key after 5 seconds and do a jump where it's only 3 randoms and a block. A little bit the style that we like, but with this team we need to work on that a little bit, because we're still a little bit inconsistent. We can show, in my opinion, really great jumps, but then you might give us the same jump again the same day or the day after, and because this team is still working and building, it could not go so well. So we're a little bit in that inconsistent phase, but that's why we're here and working on it.
And Dennis, you just put all the pressure of the competition world on your neighbor there, on Ray Lawrence, by mentioning the 2007 what do you say, consistently, continuously
well,
first places for Belgium in the season World Championship. And this will be your first or second? First.
Yeah, last year I was part of the team, but not as a competitor.
Yeah.
So I was in Zonok in Hungary, but I didn't compete with the team.
So they put David in, brought David back just for the season competition. It was a little bit early probably for you. I'm sure you felt that way.
But they took me with them to see how the season atmosphere is. So now in Doha I can already know a bit how the atmosphere will be for the competition.
And you know that you have to win, right?
Yeah.
Are you ready for it?
Yes, I am.
Oh, good. Well, I'm so glad to hear that. That's very
the goal,
cool.
always.
I remember that last time we were here together, not in this room, but at the same place, the tennis center here. We were celebrating your jump number 1000.
Yeah.
So you have a few more now.
Yes, I think I have around 1,500 right now.
1,500, okay. So now with those 1,500, do you feel like by now that you are kind of a highly experienced four-way competitor, ready to win?
No. If I fly with these guys, I still feel like a beginner. So.
But it doesn't look so. If you're looking at the video, we'll see
I've
more promise earlier to send a few.
Of course, I've improved from where I started, but there's still a long way ahead. So for me, I don't want to look back like, okay, this was the guy. I just want to look in front of me and keep improving. Yeah.
Of course. So that's anyway extremely exciting for you now, probably to go to the first SISM World Championship with a little pressure on your shoulders, but you know how to deal with pressure. You are a world champion, or in jiu-jitsu, or so kind of World Cup. We were on a high level there, on a high competitive level. So
but it's still a different kind of pressure, because it's an individual sport, and now you're in a team, and especially the team has already been unbeaten for a couple of years, so there will be more pressure, but yeah, just eyes on the prize and go with the flow. And
it's an interesting situation though that makes me wonder, and I'm going to ask you that. What do you think? Where do you feel more pressure? I mean, a team environment allows you kind of to hide a little bit because it's not only you. When you're competing by yourself in a single sport, you know, everything is you and nothing else. Nobody can help you. Nobody can assist.
Yeah, true. But if you compete in a team and, for example, you make a big mistake, you don't make the mistake only for you, but you make you don't make the mistake only for you, but you make the mistake for the whole team. So on that kind of thing, I think there's more pressure team-wise than if you compete solo. If you lose, like in jiu-jitsu, if I lose, and I know, okay, fight harder next time. So if I lose with the team and I make a big mistake, the mistake will stay in my head. And
yeah, I think it's also expectations from history. If you are even an individual sport, you're a world champion, you've been a world champion a couple of times, then you say like, okay, I take a break, and you come back, there's high expectations always. So if you look at it from a team perspective, if HayaBusa would have been a team that doesn't have any high level history or world championship title history, then you have nothing to lose, or there's no added pressure on that. So, and I think that's a little bit the I'm not going to say a disadvantage, but like that additional pressure of the name and the team and the history of the team, which it's very good that we have a history like that, but that means when you step into our team, there is more pressure to it. And I think that's what he feels. And that is something that for example, from my personal experience, I did not experience. I experienced coming into a team that didn't win any major competition, well, a World Cup, sorry, but anything major yet. And we're winning after that. So I cannot put myself in, well, I can imagine, but I cannot put myself in his shoes, but I can imagine what he feels.
But you're all in the same boat. It's not only Ray, you know, if he's making a major mistake here, or Mr. Bob or whatever, you know, then the whole team is suffering. It's easier to hide in a soccer team or in a football team probably than in a four-way formation skydiving competition team. You have those 35 seconds and there's no alternate substitute in those 35 seconds. Anyway, so we met after the last meeting here. We met again at the World Cup in Teucher all together. And we talked a little bit, but it was almost more about the CISM situation and so forth. So now looking back at Bob, what did you take away from the World Cup actually, you know, of the HayaBusa compared to the other teams?
I think at the moment there we had like a super good training going into, and then our meet itself we had some good jumps, but we also had some jumps where we felt like that should have been a little more. So, but then I said it at the beginning. It's like that inconsistency that we still have. Like some days are really really great, and then you do the same jump the day after or a little bit later, and it might still be a little bit off. So I think that's what we had in Teuge. I think, did we underperform
last day?
Maybe the last day I would say.
Last day I would say yes.
But of course it's where we are. So and then I think also if you take a step back and you look at the performance from the Golden Knights, for sure their last day they were really strong. So I think that highlighted our weakness, let's say, and they being very strong. And then of course the French, we know they are super light, quick, they keep everything small, so that's but that's a different level. They are years ahead with our lineup, and we haven't done those times, those jumps yet. At least not with this lineup that's sitting here. So yeah, I think the next meets are going to be interesting because we are catching up, feels like, in training at least. Golden Knights are strong. The French, of course, they will stay strong, but they might feel a little bit more pressure on every round that they could not take the high score, or they cannot really make much mistakes, or another team will be knocking at the door to take their high score. So I think it will be interesting, the competitions coming up.
So now we were looking back at Töre. Now we have already kind of switched a little bit into the preview, looking forward to, first of all, I guess going to sit on the screens all day long, beginning on the 26th, because the USPA Nationals are coming up. Neil,
Yes.
what are you expecting to see there in Eloy?
Yes, it will be an interesting competition for airspeed and the Golden Knights. Yeah, they're fighting for a world champion ticket next year. So, and if you looked at the Golden Knights, the second part of the meet, they were really strong at the World Cup. They didn't beat French, but they came really close or matched them. So if they compete like that and set scores like that, it will be hard to beat. And airspeed, the last thing we saw from them was the meet in Parkleed and Rayford Summer Classic. It's quite some time ago, and also there they didn't beat the Golden Knights. So I'm curious. I think compared the World Meet with Summer Classic, Golden Knights improved a lot. And let's see if what airspeed has done in the days in between.
And when we're looking at a very interesting situation, in fact, here at this point in time, because the Golden Knights, they have to win the Nationals to compete with you next year in Eloy. So they cannot do what you're doing here right now, because you're practicing only SISM at this point. You can afford it. There's nothing coming up for you.
Yeah.
The Golden Knights, they cannot do that, right?
I think it's a bit for them. They must feel that the timing is a bit not what they wanted, because they're going to be doing these US Nationals, and then they have a short period of time to do some jumps to train for SISM. But at the same time, if you look at, it's a different style SISM, that's for sure, but it's, in my opinion, a bit more simplified than FAI rules. So even if you train full on FAI and you fly together and all that, it cannot make you a worse team for SISM. Cannot, in my opinion. So they're still flying together. They're feeling each other. They're doing everything what a four-way team should do. Only they're focused now on the USPA Nationals, which is a more complicated rule set than SISM. So timing is probably a little bit off for them with this USPA Nationals and SISM being so shortly behind it. But I don't think it's gonna be that big. If you prepare yourself mentally for it, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
So the other way around, like let's say SISM were first, followed by the FAI event rules, that would be more complicated.
That might be even more complicated. I think if I look at what we did before, we didn't necessarily do like a lot of specific SISM training, maybe a day or 2 days, but because really? FAI, in the past, I mean, in the past, because FAI, firstly, we were strong. Secondly, the FAI rules are a lot harder, in my opinion, than the SISM rules. And well, our team back in the day, we liked those fast jumps, so it came natural. So, and our main goal was to keep winning the Otley Sword. So we kind of felt like we can get, if I can say it, we can get away with not training it as much. We just need to go find the timing of the exit and find the time when to key the thing, not to exceed the 5 seconds, or don't do it too early, because if you do it too early, you're a little bit on too soft air. Find that timing, and then for the rest, let the HayaBusa machine run. But now we need to think more about the CISM because of the rebuilding of this team and the new team that we have, and also the importance of it. It's only normal that now we go more specific. It's his first CISM, and yes, we're unbeaten. We just want to be competitive with the Golden Knights. It would be nice to see a good fight.
But you can afford it now. You can afford, there's nothing where FAI is far down the road.
I think we also need a CISM training. If you look at in the past, if you had most of the podiums for HayaBusa in the CISM 1 and then Qatar in 2, but in FAI there was also always a big gap. And now it will be a battle between Golden Knights and HayaBusa, and they beat us last competition.
Yeah, the situation is different.
We need to train on it. We have no other choice if we want to win.
And the coincidence puts the two teams closer together, because you can train, Golden Knights cannot, and so forth. So it could become a very interesting competition in Doha, in Qatar. Yeah. Dennis, you mentioned the oddly sort. That's an interesting topic, in fact, because I think of all the contenders next year, the French team, Golden Knights, or Airspeed, maybe whoever it's going to be like, and there are only your names on it so far,
and Chris
and
and
Dennis.
Joey.
And Joey
if
and Chris.
yeah.
If Airspeed makes it, if the Golden Knights are making it,
then there are in the top 3 no current or former world champions.
Yeah, only the two of you. All the other names would be new on it, no matter what.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's an interesting situation too.
Yeah.
We're talking about the four-way sword. We know that Jesse and Mike at least are now on the 8-way sword, but we're talking about the four-way sword, and so that's also an additional thing. It's obviously an honor, right, to be on there. Well, how does it give you any kind of
of course
emotion?
Yeah. I go to the shop now and they don't say, that's Bob. No, that's the guy that's on the sword. No, it's I'm joking, but if you look at it and you see like the first placard? Plate is like 1973?
75, I think.
Isn't it? 73, 75. So
okay.
It goes like the history goes back so long, and to be able to put your name on such a thing with so much history, it does something. Of course.
And you know what it takes to get there, and Ray begins to see what it takes to get there. I mean, did you when you got into four-way competition? Did you imagine that it would be so difficult? You were already jiu-jitsu, highly experienced and successful competitor. Did you think it would be so difficult to get to the top in four-way competition?
I knew it would be difficult, but not that hard. Yeah, it's really hard work, and sometimes you think, okay, I got it. And then the next day, you do the same thing, and it doesn't work. So it's a lot of repetitions and a lot of also visualizing things, looking at old videos from Dennis and rewatching them. It's really
the mental game.
It's not easy.
So the gentlemen here, they know this in and out. Others who are watching that. Will see, or maybe not. I mean, all the world champions know what it takes, but maybe other people don't know how hard it is. And you're on your way into trying it again. Well,
it's also, I think it's nice to go for your first world title, because you can basically go balls to the wall and then just go as fast as you can until you reach your goal. You have nothing to lose, basically. because the second or third place you're not there for a second or a third place. I found it became in a different way harder when you were at the top and they were expecting you to win and again. And other teams put in a massive effort to snap at your heels or take it away. We had big battles with airspeed outdoors and with the high rollers indoors. It was always, they say we were unbeatable, but it was always super, super close.
Yeah.
They say every time I got messages like, "Oh, of course you won again, of course," but it's not.
Yeah.
Of course,
If you look back into the scores of all those meets where we won, even Chicago, I rewatched it. It wasn't that easy of a win. It was close. Like you make a fuck up and you could be second.
Because it's you want to defend your title and the others want to take it from you. They are willing to take more risks than what you would, because if you take a risk and you miss out on that jump, you lost easily 5 points easily, and then your expectations, it might crumble you. So you have to play that game of like, okay, we have to be consistent. We were fast and consistent. That was our gift, let's say. But you played with the margin of, okay, we maybe had like 1% that we could speed it up more. But if we speed up more, like 1.5%, 2%, then it might explode. Yep. So you're playing with that game, and so it was tough. I have to say, to go to those meets every time and they look at you and they expect you to win, and the other teams are there just to take it away from you, which is nice, which brought the four-way to the level that it was, or the records that we set. So
that's a situation that Aethers Lille are in there right now.
Well, I think they don't have a team that is snapping at their heels at this moment.
Not yet.
No, not yet. But for now, they don't have the situation that we had, where you had an airspeed which was really, they did the indoor meets, but that was not their focus. They were focused on the outdoors and they wanted to take the outdoors. And then you had the high rollers. With the outdoors, they didn't matter. They focused only on indoors and they want to take that away. So Aethers now, they have the same teams in both outdoors and indoors. So it's you play the same cards. We had to deal with different situations.
Interesting thing that the closest one ever, in the HayaBusa history, was probably the one that you did not win. In Dubai 2012.
Oh yes, yeah.
Although Australia was also pretty close.
Yeah, no, that was 2 points, right?
Yeah,
or one.
it was
Yeah,
2 points.
it was 2 points. It was also in the last round.
But the closest one, that was really a split second with that one group. Did you ever share the story with?
I think he knows the story,
actually,
but that's
or
also
I know the story.
Because that would be a fantastic story, actually, from a multiple world champion to tell to somebody who wants to become a world champion.
I think it's an experience that I had that you cannot teach somebody else. You come into the team, you grow, and all of a sudden you're competitive for first place, which we didn't expect. Obviously you went for it, but didn't expect it. And then you're actually really in the fight for the win, and then so you start believing it. And then to lose it like that, there's a mental switch that happened in the whole team, not only me, but like with this team, it's not going to happen again. And it didn't happen again.
Careful now.
It didn't happen again of losing that way. We demolished the four-way in the next 8 to 10 years.
Well, demolished Australia, that was close. So
yeah, it was every time close, but I think mentally we had that mindset of not again.
Right.
Not again. The only thing that was a bummer, but we kind of knew that going into it, was Bahrain.
I think sharing it and talking about those kind of experiences are still kind of, valuable.
It's sharing it, but it's something you have to
live it.
You have to live it to know what it does to you.
You're done now for this. Halftime. You have day off tomorrow, right? And then 4 more days.
Yeah.
So another 200 jumps in those 4 days.
At least.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, then let's go party. Day off tomorrow, right?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for sharing this all with us, the audience, anyway. And good luck with everything. And we're all going to watch very carefully what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Next
Good luck
week.
to all the US teams.
That's right, to all of them. Good luck to everybody. And have fun.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.